Okay, you might have your roller standing on end if you want to have a hand on it for balance as we're doing our weight shifty business, but you don't have to. But let's think about standing tall with our feet right underneath our hips in parallel. Let's take a couple of deep breaths and think of really lifting the whole rib cage up off of the pelvis, making space for the lumbar spine. Then let's pick our toes up off the mat and spread them out as wide as possible and really reach as we lay them back down. So they are as long and as spaced apart as possible. And then without scrunching the toes, keeping them spacious like that, just feel each of the 10 toe pads starting to imprint down into the mat. So we're really active through the toes already. And then let's go for a little bit of weight shift forward. So then we're really relying on our toe connection to the ground to balance us and stop us and bring us back. So let's just do that a few times. And maybe each time we go forward, we can just lean out a little bit farther. So we're really asking our toes to work hard. And you might feel that through the whole arch of the foot and everything activating. Press, press, press. Good. And let's do that one more time and just get as far out there as you can without feeling like you're going to have to take a step. And let's hang out here for 10 seconds. Couple of deep breaths. Let's go ahead and think about really moving the breath into those back ribs, getting puffy back there while we stay a little bit contained in front. Good, and then use that toe press to ease your way back out of there. And then just do a really lazy little march in place just to let the feet get really soft for a moment. Great, and then grab your pinky ball and let's just give each foot a little bit of roll. Let's start with it right under the center of the arch. Let's lean into it. Couple of breaths while we just lean the weight in and really let the whole foot soften around the ball. And then rolling, rolling, rolling. And let's explore and cover the whole surface of the foot. Looking for any knots. And if you find a particularly tight spot, then go right to that. Otherwise, just go right back to the center of the foot. And let's do one more kind of lean, stretch, soften, and kind of melting the tiny bones of your foot around the ball there. And then let's come back so that the heel can be connected to the ground. Feel weight dropping through the heel. Toes are soft around the top of the ball. And then just take a little step past that foot and do a little slow pulse forward through that knee. So we're leaning out and finding some calf stretch, tendon stretch. Good. And then come back for a second and let's pick those toes up and fan them apart wide, keep that, and then again, take a step forward and just give that a really gentle pulse forward into a deeper stretch. One more deep breath with that. Good. And then let's come back and just stand on 2 feet for a second and do a little compare and contrast of the two halves of your body. Not just the feet, but all the way up the chain. How did things change from that process? Great. Okay, second side, start with the ball right at the center of the arch, and let's just lean on it. And think about big sigh of relief exhales. So whatever hardness or tension we have in the bottom of the foot, we're just letting that go, letting it melt. Good, and then rolling around, running into the heel bone, running into the bones of the ball of the foot, getting inside, center, outside, just check it all out. Great, and then find your tightest spot, or just the center again, and lean and breathe and melt that foot right over the ball. Good, and then just give that one more little smoothing out, and then we'll come back to having your heel on the ground. Really soft toes, naturally curling around the ball. Take your step past, and we'll pulse that knee forward. Forward, good. Deepening that stretch a little bit more each time. Good, ease your way out of there. Get a little lift of the toes, spread them out as wide as you can. Still really anchored through that heel. Good, and then again, step and give it a little pulse, pulse. Good, okay, and then come back. You can send the ball away. I think we're done with that already. Stand on 2 feet again for a moment, just to compare maybe more of a matched set of feet at this point. Now let's go back to that first foot and let's take just a small step back with it. And then let's just think about bending through the ball of the foot as much as possible, as much as we comfortably can for all those little toe joints back there. Do that one more time. Good. And then when your heel comes down, take a second to see if we can lift the toes, span them out, stretch them longer. And then you might watch your foot on the first couple of these and see how much can we do that bend at the ball of the foot without the toes shortening or squeezing together. So just do that one a couple more times. We're letting the toes stay really long and really spacious and seeing what is the maximum bend we can get at that joint. Good, okay, and then same thing for the other side. So start not too worried about your toes at all and just think about the bend at the ball of the foot joint, see what's available there. Easy breath as we do that. Keeping everybody comfortable. Good, okay, and then same thing, let's lift the toes up, spread them out wide, and then maybe look for a second and just be sure whatever bend you're doing, not causing the toes to change at all. Good, good. Nice. Okay, and then just take a short walk around and really feel that roll through of the feet. How much movement we have through those little joints.